Hello guys, welcome to another video. Like always, the link to the original fanfiction will be in the description, and the link to my Discord server will also be in the description. That being said, let's get into the video. Naruto, Rebirth of the Yellow Flash, Part 26 and Chapter 26, Exam number 3. Alright everyone, your third task here will be to survive a good 10 days in this moving island. Be aware that these conditions are so severe that only higher tier S ranks ninjas can even think about going in. If you at any time want to open the scroll that will be given to you, it will receive your summon you to a hospital back in the village. There, Darui said, "What makes this place so dangerous that even A-ranked Jonin wishes to avoid it?" Neji asked the question that was currently going through everyone's mind. "Ah, I am glad you asked. Inside this forest are beasts beast worse than your most feared nightmares. Even things is at Everything is at minimum of 10 meters long with various heights. The beasts are accompanied man-eating plants that accompanied man-eating plants that are both alive and poisonous. Consider it this your prey in a land full of predators, and your job will be to survive. Darwin said, "I should be fine with my Byakugan," Neji muttered. "Me and Akamaru will be fine. We are born for wild. Isn't that right, boy?" Akiba said as Akamaru barked in agreement. Sounds interesting," Izan said with a battle-hungry grin. "It should be fun done." Naruto muttered, "Uncool," Samui muttered as he shouted with the Kumo ninja. She stood with the Kumonin. "I wonder what will happen when we go inside. We will eventually be killed by the large animals, and then Kumo not only loses some of its most promising ninja, but it also attacked by other villages because of some of these most important ninjas were killed. In the end, everyone ends up killing." Wow! Omoi ranted before he was hit on the head by Karui. "Shut up, Omoi, you are embarrassing us," Karui said as she hit Omoi on the head. Everyone sweat dropped at their antics before Karui said, "And that's a course for it. If you want to give up now, let us know. If no one wants to quit, we will begin immediately." Now, when no one quit, Darwin nodded before signaled everyone to step onto the sealed area. And once everyone stepped on them, they were reverse summoned on the moving turtle island, where semi-final test had began already. Interesting. I should team up with others from Konoha. That will increase everyone's chance of survival," Naruto said as he used his sensory abilities to locate Neji's chakra signature before running towards it. Moving towards the signature, he saw Neji throw a few shurikens that hit a plant that was coming up from behind him. Neji looked back and said, "Thank you." Now nodding, Naruto said, "Neji, let's gather up the other guys and team up. I will be able to set up a few skills that will help us survive against this place." "I agree. So what should we do?" asked Neji. "I want you to use your Byakugan to find Izan and Kiba. They are out of my sensory range." Naruto introduced as Neji nodded before turning around and saying, "Byakugan!" Activating his eyes, he sent more chakra into them and started increasing his range of sight. Around 3 kilometers later, he found Kiba and said, "I have found Kiba. He is 3 kilometers north of us and is in trouble." "Well, then let's go to him, Naruto said as both him and Neji disappeared in bursts of speed. Around a few minutes later, they came across a clearing where Kiba is content against a few giant wolves. Naruto looks over to Neji and said, "I will stun them. You go in for the kill." Neji nodded as Naruto ran up to them and waved through numerous hand seals and said, "Lightning style, electromagnetic murder." The lightning beam then stunned the three killing wolves as Neji in the few fast mirror as he says, "You are in my field of vision. Die." 8 tetragram, 128 bombs. All three wolves get hit on their vital organs as they flew down and started twitching. Naruto then turned to Kiba and said, Yo, what are you doing here?" Kiba asked, "Kiba saving your ass," apparently Naruto said with a smirk, knowing that it would get to Inuzuka's ego. "Why, Iora?" That Kiba grumbled, but was stopped by Neji, who asked, "We are here to group up. It will improve our chances of passing these exams without any major problems." Neji said, making Kiba nod in understanding. "So what's the plan?" asked Kiba. "We use our sensory. We use your sense of smell to locate Izan and then find a safe cave, after which we can set up camp." Naruto said, "Alright then, give me a few moments. He is 500 meters to our east," Kiba said after he sniffed the air and located Izan's center. Moving towards the soon saw him. He took out a giant serpent before gracefully landing on the cleaning ground. He then turned around when he felt the familiar chakra signature of his friend and said, "Yo, guys, what are you doing here? Not to mention why are you together?" he asked. "I was thinking it would be a good idea for all of us to stick together for the survival test. If their places is in a Jonin level exam, it means it's serious business." Naruto replied, "I see. That makes perfect sense. So what do we do next now that all of us have met up with each other?" asked Izan. "We find an empty cave and set up camp. I will set up some protective barrier seals that will keep any danger out and give us enough safety until the test ends." Naruto said, "That makes sense. Follow me. I saw a cave not far from here when I was exploring the area to get used to the layout," Izan said as he began leading the group of 4 to the cave. After a few minutes of jumping through the trees, the Konoha group finally reached a large cave opening. Naruto stood and held his hand up as he said, "Give a smell for any abnormalities." Neji used a backbone to see how far does it go and if there are anything that needs to be taken care of. Both of them nodded before they started doing what was instructed of them. It was then that Naruto decided to ask Kyuubi for help. "Nito-san, you feel any negative emotion coming from that place?" he mentally asked Kurama. "No, kid. This is very good. No speck of negativity intent coming from the cave. Though it is hard to tell since this place is littered with negative intent. I would advise you to keep a vigilant watch," Kurama said as Naruto nodded before he looked over at his friends and waited for them to be done with their scouting. "So what's the situation?" asked Naruto. "It's clear as far as I can see. Smell. Neither me nor Akamaru have found anything that could be of danger if we decided to set in this cave for the remainder of the 10 days," Kiba explained. Naruto nodded before he looked over at Neji with a questioning glance in his eyes. Neji understood. "It's clean. It's around 1 kilometer deep and has currently nothing inhabiting it." "Alright then, Kagebushin no Jutsu," Naruto said out as 20 clones came in existence. He looked at the clones and said, "5 of you go and scout the terrain of the cave, while the remaining 15 of you start working on protective barrier seals, making all of them at around level 6 or 7. The clones nodded before they began their work. In a few minutes, everything was set up. When the seals were applied, Naruto clapped his hands and said, "Namikaze style, barrier queen." The seals glowed for a moment before an invasive barrier was erupted. He turned to his important team and said, "Make yourselves at home. I doubt there is anything to do on this island that can break through this level 7 barrier. Flowing jutsu is actually pretty cool. Remind me to start it when I go back to Konoha." Izan commented as Kiba and Neji entered the cave, leaving the two best friends alone. "I will be happy to teach it to you if you call me Naruto Sensei," Naruto said with a smirk. "I have no problems with that. At least I can claim to be the Hokage's student when you finally get that hat," Izan said with a marking smirk. No thanks, Izan for everything. Yeah, no thanks, Izan, for everything. You have stuck by me since. Yeah, no, thanks, Izan, for everything. You have stuck by me since I was a kid. I don't think I would have survived if you weren't there for me, and most of all from acknowledgement my dream and not making fun of it," Naruto said in a honest voice. "Hey, it's no big deal. I got a brother out of it, and there is nothing more that matters. In the end, we will know as the strongest duo in Konoha's history after Soidame and Midame-sama's time," Izan said with a grin as both of them fist bumped and started walking towards the cave opening. Suddenly, Naruto stopped and looked into the forest. Izan, seeing that, raised an eyebrow and said, "What's wrong?" "I felt a disturbance in the relationship that I placed on my fiancée. She is in danger, and I am not from something in the forest. Here, take this. I am going to rescue her," Naruto said as he handed Izan a three-pronged kunai before he disappeared in a yellow flash. "Elsewhere, alright, let's go both of these hoes to Orochimaru. Alright, let's get both of these horses to Orochimaru," Sayuri said as she and two of her two teammates had an unconscious Samui and Iwa Konoichi bound on their shoulders. "Why do I have to carry them?" a white-haired boy with shark-like teeth asked. "Because Sayuri started but was unable to finish as a bright yellow flash light up the area as Naruto appeared before punching Shigetsu back and grabbing both Konoichis as he jumped back. Well, look what the cat dragged in. What are you doing here, Namikaze?" asked Sarui with a crazed grin. "You do know you are closing all the doors of my possible return to Konoha with this incident, right?" asked Naruto as if I want to return. "Orochimaru is giving power that Konoha failed to give me. Now leave before we kill you," Sayuri growled at him. "Hey, you are acting pretty mighty if you think you can beat me. Apart from your track, both of you are A rank. I am a classified S rank. You can't beat me," Naruto said with a smile, knowing it would get under the skin of the Uchiha. "How dare you?" She roared as she laughed at Naruto and swinging the Kusigan at him. Kasanigi at him. Naruto merely unsealed his sword as he parried her strike before kicking her in the stomach. He then looked at her and jointly said, "How pathetic! You haven't grown at all. Itachi-sensei kill will kill you if that's all that you can offer." Naruto finished with a scoff. Sayuri growled in frustration and was about to unseal the cursed seal that was stopped when the red-haired girl in her group said, "Stop! If you use that seal, we will attract more ninjas. He is strong enough on his own. We don't need any other interruption." I am curious. What are the little pets of the snake doing in a place like this? I'm sure you would have found plenty of experimental subjects in other areas. So why here? Naruto thoughtfully spoke as he created several clones and had them guard Samui and the Iwa Kunoichi who had just woke up. I don't see why you are saving them. They aren't from Konoha. To ask me, I don't need a reason to save someone from that snake. If I could help, we would have no one to experiment on. Naruto said both of the Konoichi had a similar thought process. Naruto, I knew you would come from me. Naruto Samui softly thought, I was wrong about him. If anyone was a monster, it was Iwa who wanted to harm him because of something that wasn't even his fault. The Iwa Kunoichi thought. Anyway, let's get this show on the road, Naruto said as he gave a small smirk and activated his eternal Mokikyo Sharingan. Sayuri closed when she saw those eyes and slightly shivered when she saw the four elongated shurikens in his eyes. He grinned when he saw that reaction and said, "Now, why don't the three of you run along? It will make things easier for you." When the three didn't move, he disappeared in a burst of speed and cut the tree down. However, he was surprised instead of the original ninjutsu, there were three unknowns. He narrowed his eyes as realization hit him. That was a strange clone technique. I need to talk to some expert, but for now, Naruto thought before he turned around and hurriedly moved to check on Samui and the Iwa Konoichi. Undoing their binding, he said, "Are you guys all right?" He said, "Yeah, we are fine." The Iwa Konoichi said, "What exactly happened?" asked Naruto. "I was thinking of joining up with Omoi and Karui when the three of them attacked and knocked me out," Sarui stoically said. Naruto sighed when he heard her. He knew she was downright furious on herself right now. Turning to the Iwa Konoichi, "What's your story and name?" The girl suffered and said, "My name is Karotsuchi, the Tsuchikage's granddaughter. Those three attacked me when I was setting up camp. Normally I would have been fine, but I lost my equipment, causing me to lose." "I see. Here you go, Karuchan," Naruto said as he threw two scrolls at Karotsuchi, who blushed at the use of the affectionate nickname before asking, what is in these scrolls?" "Oh, some extra equipment I packed. It should last you the 10 days," Naruto said as the Konoichi nodded in thanks before turning around and jumping for into the distance. As soon as she was away, Naruto turned to Samui and slammed his lips on her as he tightly held her after breaking away from the kiss. He hugged her tightly as he rapped, Thank Kami, I got here in time. I don't know what I would have done if something had happened to you." The fear and relief in his voice began to invent motion. "I am sorry. It was uncool of me to get caught. I dropped my guard. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen again. Samui said in a stoic voice, but her eyes had a soft look to them. Okay, let's go to my camp. I haven't said Upseals there. I have said Upseals there. Naruto said, alright, by the way, how will we get there? Go there. Asked Samui. Well, I want you to be rest yourself before you will feel very distorted. I know I didn't. I did when I first used the move. Naruto said, "What are we? What are?" Samui started, but was unable to finish as both of them disappeared in a bright flash of yellow light. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you want to be notified for other part and other fanfiction reading, then you know the best way is by subscribing. But yeah, that's all for this one. I hope to see you in the next part. Bye bye.